This is the design of fear of parents. How parents ruin their child's life through fear of love. Through fear as love, actually. Right, where do I start? Let's have a look. Understand that we have children that are being born in this world. Now, children are born in this world in a family scenario or situation. Now, I'm taking, for example, the young children who are born in a family placement in this world. Now, the parents of that child had parents before them, and those parents had parents before them. And so we go back and return here to the generations after generation after generation after generation. Now, an interesting statement is made by all young children, and that one statement manifests as an experience of yourself later in your world. That one statement is the following: I will never teach my children the way my parents taught me. Or, my children will never grow up as I grew up with my parents. Then the children come. And then only after a long while, one occasion or one event or one situation will occur with your children, where you will realize, oh shit, I am indeed doing what I told myself I would never do. I'm doing with my children exactly what has been done unto me by my parents. This is what is referred to as the sins of the fathers that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. Now, even if it is not intended to raise children as you have been raised, or to raise children as parents have been, for parents to raise their children as they have been raised, although it wasn't intended, it does still manifest as an actual experience. Therefore, the children of parents, the parents are mind systems, and all mind systems know is what has been taught to them, what they have learned, and right and wrong, and good and bad, positive, negative, the polarity manifestations of the mind. Have a look at parents in this world. They're very much manifested as the experience of the polarity-based equation of the mind, and thus they will teach their children accordingly. Now, what children do not understand, and what children have not understand or cannot possibly understand, is parents' expression towards them, especially the expressions of anger and fear. Big ones. Anxiety. Now, when parents shout at a child, or express anger to a child, or fear to a child, or anxiety to a child, the parent is not understanding that what they're doing towards the expression of themselves to the child is actually existing within them. It's got nothing to do with the child. The child, of course, interpreted as them being their fault, and that they're to blame, and that they're responsible for the situation, but they never actually are. It's the parents not understanding that the children are here to reflect you back to yourself. And this is very important and imperative for parents to understand and realize. Your children stand there as the unconditional expression of life as you. Whatever expression you have towards your children, understand that that which you're expressing towards them, you're actually expressing towards yourself. Your children are a mirror, a reflection of you. Now, in terms of the children that are being born now, we have been placed in the birth of the child of awareness, so that no such influences will harm a child's process in any way whatsoever. And those beings that have been harmed or influenced by their parents' actions of the past, their parents' expressions of the past, I would suggest to go back to each and every event that have occurred, and you will find them in your mind as memories that is almost like being burned there, remaining there, like a scar within your mind that reminds you very much of your childhood and your years of growing up, which you've experienced still influencing your world in your life now. Take it from one perspective. Place yourself back in those situations again, but bring it here. Place yourself here, and then your parents before you, or whoever expressed specific words toward you or had done specific actions toward you. Understand one thing in those events, that it had nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. They were merely expressing themselves of what was actually going on inside them. What would be an interesting application to do is take a mirror. If you'd have taken a mirror and placed it in front of you as your parents or a family member stood in front of you and they were just screaming and shouting or wanting to kick you or hit you or whatever, and you just place a mirror in front of you, what would they have been kicking and hitting and shouting at? Themselves, actually. But this is what you have to see for yourself. And then also to place your parents or a family member who had specifically voiced words to you or done anything to you in any physical way or emotional way of abuse, place the being inside you as you and apply self-forgiveness. If there are any reactions, thoughts, emotions, feelings, memories, judgments, hatred, anger, apply self-forgiveness. Set yourself free from the past, from the memories. Because if you have a look, because if you have a look, those are past events that occurred that you're still accepting and allowing to influence you here as a breath of life. That's you. It is to let go of the past, to realize yourself here in every moment. Thank you very much.